All right, let's take you through some of the dailies this morning, and we'll start with Vanguard newspaper. Insecurity. Gunmen run riots in Abuja, Enugu, Ekiti, Katsina, 3 others. Bandits kill 3, abduct 50 in Zamfara. Kidnappers kill 3 of 10 victims in Abuja. Raise ransom to 700 million naira. You know, if we just take a look at this from a distance, it appears as though, are these things orchestrated? I guess we'll talk about that much later. And then, cost of business to remain high as inflation hits 28.9%. Vanguard.
Leadership has this on the front page. Kidnapping crisis. FCT residents blame security agencies. Kidnappers kill 3 more victims. Raise ransom to 700 million naira. 5 sisters yet to regain freedom. Rescue victims. Remi Tinubu tells police. Retired Army General chides leaders. So you find details right there on page 4 of the paper. You also see this other one. Detained vessel, 23 arrested. Tinubu orders probe, hail Santita. That is also on the front page of leadership newspapers. Ayo.
Daily Independence is what I have, and I think it's speaking to the consequences of the issues you have raised on the front pages of other papers. Worsening poverty, hunger, fueling insecurity in Nigeria. That's ascribed to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, and has just one rider asks authorities to address situation to regain trust of citizens. Tall order? Well, it's a job you signed for. That's Daily Independence lead story today.
Guardian, 2024 oil production. FG aims to meet 650 million barrels target over crude-backed loans. That's what you see right here this morning. And then they also focus on Nigeria's inflation ends 2023 at 28.9% as Naira anxiety worsens outlook.
Well, Daily Trust has this 438 million naira contract. Interior Minister faces Code of Conduct Bureau today. So just in case you're wondering what CCB is, that's the Code of Conduct Bureau. They also have this 5 bodies recovered. Scores missing as boats carrying 100 capsizes in Niger State. We'll leave it there for Daily Trust.
Nigerian Observer this morning. This is leading with something that happened yesterday. The Nigerian Observer. Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Tinubu, governors, Nigerians celebrate fallen heroes. As Obaseki re-echoes call for nations restructuring. That line in the national anthem must have its presence in our minds at all times. The labors of our heroes past shall never be in vain. That's the latest story of the Nigerian Observer today.
Local Tribune. Adelabu unfolds roadmap for power sector. Says FG spent 700 billion naira on electricity subsidy in 2023.
This Nigeria says, don't worry about Jakba. We'll train more, says Tinubu. With me, there's hope. President promises to prioritize education, healthcare. But when he says with me, there's hope, I don't think that he means hope, Uzodimma. But it's interesting, he said this at the second term inauguration of Governor Hope Uzodimma. So it's interesting, that play of words that this Nigeria has emphasized. But that's the lead story on the front page of this Nigeria. Don't worry about Jakba, we'll train more, says Tinubu.
Certainly, many people want to listen to that voice, that line, you know, in the words and with the video of the president saying it. I'm almost certain it's going to get into one of those loops again. Business Day newspaper has this one on its front page. Business Day newspaper is talking about something about exports. Nigeria's problem is low exports, not high imports. And that's very instructive, given that so many people have been talking about the paucity of our production capacity as opposed to consumption. So if we are not exporting enough, why? Well, more on that later. That's the lead of Business Day today.
Then News Direct says, again, Nigeria's inflation rises in 12th consecutive month. Yeah, that's what the paper says here today. So, having gone through some of this as well, one of the key areas that really gets one thinking is the lead story on the front page of Nigerian Tribune, which is about the power sector. So the minister has got to speak a lot more such that people can understand what the government wants to do, what is the plan of the government, how do they key into this? Because, I mean, people have got to, you need to have an idea or know that you can plan based on certain things. It's one thing to have all of those plans, and if people don't know about those plans, they can only speculate. And no investor wants to have speculation as a basis of investment. So, yes, there are several questions about this power sector, which we all know that, don't we? Yes, they say the state governments are to get the power of attorney in discourse operation, and I think they were speaking about what they need to do if they have to revisit the agreements the country had with discourse, that it was about time to have a second look at that. So the country also needs to know what is going to happen in that regard, because we all know that if we sort this power scenario out, goodness, the economy will definitely just have a real basis kick on from there, because all of those persons who are just looking to deploy their skill set one way or the other will have something to counter. And besides, beyond the paper qualifications, which is, I mean, if you have valid ones, lovely, but skills are the things that will drive so many other things in this country to ensure that we at least do way better. Manufacturing, we need power. If we need to play a good role in after and not get the short end of the stick, we need steady power supply. So, we can't say that enough.
It's certainly a major pillar of infrastructure development. Oftentimes, leaders go for roads, bridges, those ones that, I would like to say, is easy to see and you can measure progress. But power is that intangible that we really need to get the economy moving. Let's focus on Daily Trust now, and it's a story which I've emphasized at least twice this year. Today is the 16th day in the month of January, and already this is about the third boat mishap that we're seeing, taking lives in its wake. Look at this, 5 bodies recovered, scores missing as boats carrying 100 capsizes in Niger. We saw a boat capsizing, I think it was in Anambra, 5 people died as a result of that. A boat capsized in River State just last week, 5 children died as a result, 11 people in total, and 5 children were among those people. This week, we're seeing 100 people involved in a boat mishap, and we understand scores of them are missing. How many more casualties do we need to record before we take safety on our waterways very seriously? We have a whole agency for safety on the roads. Now, I'm not saying we should have an agency that scale, but there needs to be greater awareness and a little more investment in safety. If we cannot do much around security, should we also lose people to carelessness in things that can be prevented by maybe providing life vests? How difficult can that be? I'm hoping that state governments will take this, and even the federal government that is also very concerned about control of the waterways would see safety as a priority in this area. Ayo.
Thank you, Markwe, and that's anyway, questions. I'm intrigued by what is on the front page of the Daily Independent this morning about subsidy. It's on the lower right part of the Daily Independent this morning. Subsidy. For 40 years, few people cornered our Commonwealth. That's ascribed to the president. He was speaking at the second time inauguration of Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State in Owerri. The question I ask is, who are they? Where are they? We've heard, many Nigerians have heard from time to time These are the people who are behind insecurity. These are the people who are behind stealing Nigeria's crude oil. These are the people who are fomenting trouble as a result of solid mineral deposits. Who are they? Where are they? Are they untouchable? A lot of crisis is going on right now in Abuja because of insecurity. Plateau State, God forbid that it should reoccur. And Kaduna State, I don't know if we have heard, and I just want to hope that we've had the last of it. But now we're talking about subsidy, and this has been trillions upon trillions of naira over 40 years. The few people who cornered our Commonwealth, I want to believe that the books will indicate one way or the other. Who are they? Where are they? Or is this just one of those political statements that the president has made that Nigerians are just going to have to keep guessing? Who are they? Who are the oil thieves? Where are the oil thieves? Who are the people behind the solid minerals that are being stolen in different parts of the country? Where are they? Are they untouchable? These are just questions. If we know them, can we do something about them and ensure that these things don't happen again? Can we call them out? Name and shame, as we heard before in this country? That's the Daily Independent, Chamberlain.
Well, there's just so many things. I mean, yes, valid ones too, but I think one of the dailies also was talking about how Osun State government was raising the alarm over fake agents, that's fake tax or government agents, harassing, they call it state agents. So, can you beat that? But another scenario here about the Supreme Court, where we see in the front page of leadership, Nasarawa APC PDP signed peace deal. I mean, yeah, on paper, this really sounds good. The matter, as you highlighted in the opening sequence, is that it will be coming up for hearing today, and then they fix a date much later after the reserved judgment, which is likely what's going to happen. And so it's very significant because at the tribunal, the governor was declared, I beg your pardon, Mr. Mbugadu was declared winner. Then at the Court of Appeal, the governor of APC was declared winner. So now, and then over time, if you've kept tabs, there's been several back and forth between both of them, their supporters. Sometimes they're on the street saying we want our mandate back, others say no, you didn't get the mandate in the first instance. So, and we also do remember that we've seen several politicians sign peace deal before they get into elections, and we always ask the implications, the essence, the effect of those deals, as much as it is important to get people to commit to it. But I'm just looking to see if this is significant or points us to the reason why I think security agents too, who knows? I mean, we don't know where the pendulum will swing, but it will be one state to watch at the end of the day. But many will just, well, even when you say justice must be done, both sides think that if it swings their way, it is justice. So I guess we'll wait and see at the end of the day. All right, so that is a look at some of the dailies here this morning. We'll be back with you and take you through our focus this morning here on Sunrise Daily.